telephone by our guest for more on this topic, Dr. Mohamed Roshdy, economic and banking expert. Dr. Mohamed, a very good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank
First
you.
of all, I would like to say good evening for you and our audience.
Yes. Thank you very much, Doctor. Very good evening to you too, and thank you for joining us on today's edition of Cairo Local Time. And let me start by asking you, how important is it that Egypt has been, nominated and become one of the most important countries offering investment opportunities in the African continent? And such an issue has come according to a report issued by the African Business Insider.
Actually, I would like to start to say that currently we are bearing the fruit. The United Nations Conference on Trade and Development ranked Egypt as the top FDI destination in Africa between 2016 and 2020.
Yes, foreign direct investment, FDI, yes.
Yes. Egypt has passed a number of regulatory reforms laws, including a new investment law in 2017, a new companies law and a bankruptcy law in 2018, and a new custom law in 2020.
Yes.
This came according to a report issued by Information and Decision Support Center, quoting the Business Insider, as you mentioned,
yes,
that Egypt's economic growth rate reached 9.8%.
Yes.
The first, yes, as you mentioned, in the first quarter of fiscal year 2021-2022.
Yes.
Actually, we have the second highest gross domestic product in the African continent, a value of, as far as I recall, 394 billion. This is despite the fact of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes.
Actually, I would like to highlight that the Egyptian government continues to make progress on economic reform, and while many challenges remain, Egypt's investment climate is improving.
Yes.
The country has undertaken a number of structural reforms. As I told you and our audience, we are bearing the fruits. Since the flotation of the Egyptian pound in November 2016, as far as I recall, and after successfully completing a set of difficult macroeconomic reforms as a part of a 3-year 12 billion international monetary fund program, Egypt was one of the fastest growing emerging markets prior to the COVID-19 outbreak.
Yes, and actually, even Dr. Mohamed, even during the coronavirus outbreak, Egypt managed to keep its growth ongoing. It didn't struggle very much, and this was attributed, according to this report, to the diversification of the Egyptian economy. It doesn't just rely on one source for income, so the diversification to agricultural, fossil fuels, tourism, even though tourism itself was affected during the pandemic, but different activities that has allowed Egypt to be described as an ideal economy for investors. My question to you, Doctor, how important is it that the Egyptian economy has become more diverse over the last few years?
Actually, I do agree with what you said. This is, I would like to add the crucial point that the government also hopes to attract investment in several mega projects. In addition to what you mentioned in a lot of sectors, this kind of I can describe it as, if you would like to have healthy portfolio in investment, you have to diversify. Actually, we succeeded to diversify.
Yes.
Yes, in a proper way, to have a lot of source of income to enhance our GDP growth. Actually, one of them, the mega projects, including construction of new national administrative capital, and to promote mineral extraction opportunities. Actually, in the sector of ICT, information and communication technology, and digital transformation. In addition to, Egypt is a party more than 100 bilateral investment treaties. At the end, I would like to highlight that the African, and then it should be noted that foreign direct investment flows to Egypt doubled from $4.6 billion in 2014 to about $1 billion in 2019 before the pandemic. As I told you and our audience, currently we are bearing the fruits of the economic reform, and we are sending a positive signal to the global community that Egypt on the right track. God bless Egypt.
Indeed. Dr. Mohamed Roshdy, economic and banking expert, thank you very, very much, sir, for your time on this edition of Cairo Local Time and your insight. And we continue with more news making the headlines. And a travel website, one of the famous tourist electronic portals, has chosen Egyptian tourist destination to be included in the list of top 10 countries